Hello and welcome to another Exploring Nature with Children video. I'm Samantha from Twinkle and I'm really excited to be doing Christmas plants with you today. We've got some great discussion questions and some really fun craft activities. So let's get started and see what we can discover. You might have noticed I'm in a town today because if you're studying nature, you don't even have to go outside sometimes. Plants are all around us. And so even as I walk around town, I'm finding some really interesting plants like these lovely bright green trees here. And I'm going to see what other plants I can discover on my walk. So in here, in this hedgerow, I've actually found some holly, which is really cool because it's a Christmas plant and I didn't think I'd find any holly anywhere and I've never noticed it before. So it just shows when you keep looking what things you might find. I'd be really interested to find out what you find on your walks or when you're looking at your Christmas plants. Let's keep going and have a few discussion questions to think about on our walk. Our first big discussion question is, what uses can you think of for plants? How many different ones can you think of? How many have you used today? Plants we use for so many things and we often think they're very special, so what things can you think of? Now I've found some ivy on my walk, and ivy is commonly associated as a Christmas plant. It even has a song all about the holly and the ivy. But why did somebody pick ivy as a special plant? Our second discussion question is for you to think up. Why do you think something is special? Can you find your own special things when you're out and about on your walk? Now it's time for our 3, 2, 1 challenge. So either in this video or while you're out on a walk or even around your house, can you find 3 plants with different types of leaves? You can decide on those differences, but see if you can find 3 different leaf types. Number 2, can you find 2 different coloured berries? And lastly, number 1, can you find something that you think is special? So when you're out on your walk or looking at different plants, what thing do you think is special? Why do you find it special? You can even compare these with other people and see if they have different special things. Now we've nearly finished our walk, we're going to collect a few plant leaves to take home for our craft activities. If you want to do this, make sure you're really safe. So there is a Twinkle Christmas Plants resource pack, which has got a gathering guide in it, full of useful information when you're collecting plants on your nature walk. It's also got really interesting PowerPoints and other worksheets you might like to do. So don't forget to check that out in the link below this video. For now, let's have a look at some of those craft activities. Our first Christmas craft to share with you is drawing your Christmas plants. A little hack you might like to use is putting the plants in a photocopier or scanner and then printing them out. So be very careful when you put them inside your scanner, and then you can print out a copy of your plants. This is a really good way to start your drawings because it gives you the right shapes and sizes, so you can put another piece of paper on top of the photocopy and then draw around the outline of your leaves. This saves the children trying to focus on the leaves, and you can then spend longer looking at the colours and shades of the leaves as well and get a really nice picture to finish. You can also just colour in the photocopy too if your children like doing that, or maybe use the photocopy as a template for cutting out pieces of paper. Our second craft activity is making a Christmas lantern. To do this, you need 2 bits of wax paper, and you put your Christmas leaves from your plants on the wax paper. You might like to leave your leaves under something flat for a few days just to help them flatten out. We also used paper rather than actual berries, as the paper was much flatter than using round berries to go in between our sheets of wax paper. Once you're happy with the arrangement of your leaves, you then put your other piece of wax paper on top and a piece of cloth or tea towel to protect your iron. You can then iron over the top, but be really careful when you do this because irons can be very hot, and make sure you don't have the steam function on. Once you've gone all over your paper and it's joined together, leave it to cool. Once it's cool, you can roll it together to make your round shape for your lantern, carefully rolling it and then sellotaping the 2 sides together. Then simply put a light inside your lantern and enjoy the beautiful shapes from your Christmas plants. Our final activity was doing a lantern using ice. To do this, you need a big bowl, a little bowl, some water and some Christmas plants. Put the little bowl inside the big bowl and then arrange your Christmas plants inside the gap however you like. You don't have to use a bowl though, you could use a plate as well with a bit of string to make a hanging ornament. Once you've done this, add your water, which will then freeze. You might notice your bowl in the middle coming up, so you can put a lid on your pot, which we did here, using an elastic band, or you could put something heavy. You then need to leave it to freeze, either in your freezer overnight, or you can normally leave them outside in the cold winter and find them frozen in the morning. Once they're frozen, you can carefully take them out. We used a bit of hot water to help get ours out, and be very careful if you then use a light to put inside your lantern and watch it glow. Thank you so much for joining us for Christmas Plants Week. I hope you found plants as fascinating as I did, and in finding all of the different types as well as the things that you find special too. Do let us know how you got on in our Twinkl Home Educators Facebook group, or share your images on our Instagram page. We love to see them, and we look forward to exploring more nature with you soon.